Hey guys, so today I'm going to be talking about basic hamster care, and I want to apologize for the two band-aids I have on my fingers. Basically I have a hot glue gun burn, and this is a hamster bite. So yeah, I have Cheerio in this video, but she is very flimsy, so she might kind of walk all over the place, so I apologize for that. So I wanted to start off by talking about how to purchase a Syrian hamster. So I always recommend that you should adopt a hamster before you shop for a hamster. I did purchase her from PetSmart, however, and she is 5 months old. I'd say she's probably more close to 6 months old, because I'm guessing she was probably around a month old when I got her. But I've had her for 5 months, and she's perfectly fine. I did get her at PetSmart. But I would definitely recommend to go to some sort of adoption place to adopt your hamster instead of buying from a pet store, because they're definitely much healthier, they're bred correctly, and they're also a lot better priced, and they are just overall healthier hamsters if you buy them, if you adopt them. If you buy them from pet stores such as PetSmart, Petco, and other local pet stores, the hamsters could have breeding issues, which could cause tumors or could cause genetic disorders. Also, pet store hamsters often aren't in the proper enclosures. They often have enclosures that are way less than 360 square inches of floor space. They often have the incorrect food, and they often have mesh or bar wheels, and Cheerio wanted to say hello there. Also, they usually have water bowls instead of dishes, bowls instead of bottles, which you can use water bowls, but I recommend water bottles before bowls. And if you get a hamster from some sort of adoption place, the hamster will be brought up well and bred correctly. Also, they usually have the proper bedding, proper wheels, such as spinners that do not have mesh or bars. Also, they have big enclosures that are over 360 square inches of floor space, and the hamsters are much healthier and much more affordable if you adopt. And that goes for all hamsters. If a pet store is your absolute only option to getting a hamster, go ahead and adopt or buy or purchase from a pet store, but definitely ask the pet store about the accurate background to the hamster before you buy it, because there could be breeding issues such as inbreeding or genetic disorders caused by inbreeding. Also, you only want to buy from pet stores that have the proper cages and stuff. Whenever I went to buy Cheerio, PetSmart, surprisingly, because PetSmart is usually known to be a very bad place to get animals such as hamsters, but she was actually in quite a large enclosure, and she did have a mesh wheel though, but she did not have bumblefoot, and she had a water bottle, so I decided to purchase from PetSmart. She was also, the Syrian hamsters were on sale, so I got her for around $14, and they told me she was about a month to 2 months old. And even if that is inaccurate, she is already I've already had her for 5 months, so I am perfectly comfortable with the choice I made to shop. But I definitely would recommend to adopt, and the next hamster I get will be adopted. So the next thing is going to be, what exactly should you buy for your hamster? So if you have not had previous hamsters, then you'll need to buy some sort of tank or some sort of cage that is over 360 square inches of floor space. That does not include levels. You need to have 360 square inches of floor space. If you adopt a hamster, they will have more appropriate cages for sale in the store. If you buy from a pet store, they usually have critter trail cages and KT cages, which are horrible cages, unless you buy more than 5 of them and connect them. I do own a critter trail cage. It was connected to the bin cage when I used it. I still don't recommend it, as they're very dangerous and hamsters can easily escape from them. But you can use them if it's your last option or last resort. I still think you can have a hamster with a critter trail and have it be happy if you take it out once a day for over an hour, and if you connect at least 5 critter trail cages together. But I would recommend to prepare your hamster's cage either before you get it, or plan to go somewhere before you get your hamster, and get a tank or a bin. This cage that that she is in right now is a bin cage. It's a 19-gallon, or I think a 20-gallon, and it is 408 square inches of floor space, so it's perfect. It's over the minimum. It's not huge, but I would say it's considered a medium-sized cage. It's not really small, but it's not big either. I've seen people with a lot bigger cages. I still plan to upgrade even bigger. I want to connect this cage to another cage. And I'm so sorry about the background noise. My dog, Sophie, is like being really annoying. Sophie, calm down. She gets very worked up around my hamster, so I have to really be careful with her. Anyways, so you'll need a cage that is over 360 square inches, or at least that amount. You'll also need to get a wheel. I recommend silent spinners, such as these. For Syrians, you'll need something 8 inches or bigger. For dwarfs or other small hamsters, you can get 4 to 6 inch wheels, depending on the size of your hamster. And do not get mesh or barred wheels, because they can cause bumblefoot and they're terrible. Also, you'll need a water bottle. I would not recommend using the water bottle that comes with your cage if you decide to get a pet store cage, because they are very small and only last about half a day, and hamsters actually get up at dawn and dusk to take big drinks of water. Right now I'm using a Critter Trail small bottle of water, but I also have a water bowl in there for her, so she's not completely without water. I would recommend to get a large cylindrical bottle of water if possible, and if you are going to use a tank or some sort of cage that does not have any wire or mesh, I recommend to make a water bottle holder and glue it to the side of the cage or the corner of the cage so your hamster can't knock it down. And I'd recommend to refill your water bottle every day. And if you have a cage with mesh or wire, you can just get either cable ties, or you can get a water bottle attacher, and you can just attach it to the mesh on the inside or the outside. It's recommended that you attach it from the outside and just have the nozzle of the bottle going into the cage. You'll also, if you're going to choose a water bottle or a water bowl or dish versus a water bottle, it's not recommended, but some hamsters actually prefer it. It just depends on how the hamster, I'm sorry guys. It depends on how the hamster was bred and if the hamster originated with a water bowl or bottle. Again, I'm sorry that the camera fell. But I'm not gonna just like redo the whole video because of that one little thing. But then you're gonna need a food dish. You can use the one that comes with your cage, or you can get a jumbo one and just fill it up with food every day. You'll also need tubes. I would recommend for Syrians, you can use paper towel rolls or toilet paper rolls, and you can cut the bottom so that Syrians can fit through. For dwarfs, you won't need to cut the bottom. And for dwarfs, you can use Critter Trail tubes. They work good for dwarfs, but not really that great for Syrians unless it's a baby under 6 months old. You'll also need some sort of hut or hideout. Right here I have, in this corner, I have her Living World igloo, and it's extra small because she likes to roll up into a really tiny ball, so she likes small ones. She never hides out in the big ones. She just went inside of it. But you'll need that. And for bedding, you'll need some sort of paper-based bedding. Do not get cedar, pine, or any other wood shaving bedding besides aspen. Aspen is fine because it does not contain a harmful respiratory oil that cedar and pine does. Any paper bedding will do. Right here I have the All Living Things colorful paper bedding, and it is basically a knockoff of Carefresh, but it's not as expensive and it's a lot more affordable. I also would recommend that whenever you clean the hamster's cage, to spray it down with vinegar and water solution, because it disinfects the cage, and it also makes it a lot easier to repel any insects. Like sometimes your hamster, if you have a larger cage especially, the cage can attract gnats and sand fleas, which is terrible. You don't want that around your hamster. They have lots of germs. So if you spray water and vinegar solution or any other pet disinfectant that's safe for hamsters, it will repel those gnats and fleas, because bugs do not like vinegar. All bugs. especially ants, spiders, and fleas, and other small bugs. And that's the main thing you'll need for your hamster. You might want to get a hamster ball, like an exercise ball, but definitely watch your hamster at all times if in there, and get your hamster out at least once a day for at least, I'd say, 20 minutes a day to play or to socialize. But wait at least, I would say, 3 days. For a Syrian hamster, when you're first bringing it home, wait 3 days to hold it and handle it. For a dwarf hamster, I would say wait closer to a week, because they are usually more spry than Syrians. And I will be making a video on how to tame your hamster soon. If you want a really good tutorial on how to tame your hamster, go to Chocolate Colors 26. She has an amazing tutorial on how to tame your hamster from a couple of years ago that worked great for me and Cheerio is now perfectly tame. She did, however, bite me, I think 2 days ago, or like yesterday or something, but it was my fault. I bothered her while she was eating, and you never want to bother a hamster while they're busy, either sleeping, eating, playing on their wheel, or drinking water. And if you disturb a hamster while they're doing those things, especially if it's an untamed hamster, you probably will get bitten. That was the first time she actually bit me, so I was very shocked, and it did draw quite a bit of blood, and she bit me with quite a bit of force. But hamster bites are treatable, and they're not terrible. But it depends on the hamster. Syrian hamster bites hurt a lot. Dwarf hamster bites don't hurt as much, depending on how hard they bite you. For the diet, I would recommend it's required that you refill their dish once a day, or you can do it twice a day, but just give them less. They need anywhere from 2 to 4 tablespoons a day, depending on your hamster. I give her just 1 scoop, which is, I think, like 2 tablespoons or 3 tablespoons. And right now, she's on Ecotrition hamster food and KT hamster food, mixed with Living World, these little pellet things. And then I also put in sunflower seeds every other day, because sunflower seeds are very important in a hamster's diet. They eat that in the wild, and it's very important that you buy them. If not, make sure they're included inside of your hamster's food. And one thing you probably didn't know is hamsters can eat bird seeds, depending on if there's any oils or added chemicals. I have fed Cheerio bird seed food or bird feed before, and she's fine, but you have to make sure that it is chemical and oil-free, because otherwise it could be harmful, just like pine and cedar bedding. For nesting material, do not get fluff bedding or any kind of cotton bedding, because it could cut off the hamster's circulation, or it could be swallowed and they will not digest it. I would recommend to just use shredded up toilet paper, or you can use handmade bedding, or you can use paper, shredded paper. You can use hamster litter, which is like the little pellets, or you can just use little pieces of cardboard, and that works great as a nesting material. Do not use fluff. On my previous hamsters, I used fluff, and it actually caused a lot of problems. Do not use it. And do not use alpaca fur as hamster bedding. That is really dangerous. It could choke them. I have seen a lot of people use that. It's really bad. Do not use it. It's bad for your hamster. So the last thing I'm going to talk about is handling your hamster, which is kind of in the taming process. But when you first pick up your hamster, you're going to want to make sure that for Syrians, you've waited at least 3 days, and for other small breeds of hamsters like Russian Campbells and Robodorfs and other things like that, Chinese hamsters, that you've waited close to 6 days before handling. I would recommend that you pick them up, just do the scooping method, which is where you scoop your hamster with 2 hands under their feet, and do not pick them up by their belly until you get to know them, until they're tame. You can do bathtub bonding. I'll make a video on, I have a video of bonding, but it's not the greatest video. I will do a video of how to tame your hamster and how to hold your hamster soon. But that's basically my basic tips on hamster care. So thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you later. Bye!